everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another 15-minute mixer. Yes, because my subscribers said they like them, so we're gonna do them. Absolutely. So also too, one of my subscribers said that she wanted to see some more categories when it came to my paper and how I had them categorized, and I thought, okay, that's what we're gonna do, a flip through. And so I picked a category that's kind of been on my mind. Of course, National Scrapbook Day weekend, aka month in my world, is coming up, and so I thought I would pull out my section that is for crafting. Okay, now I will also, if you want, later on, let me know if you want to see, I also have a category called documenting. Okay, because to me crafting is different than documenting. Okay, and so I just had a wonderful conversation with my sister about that very topic. I might get into that. Okay, so we're going to have a 15-minute mixer today. We're going to set the timers for 15 minutes, so that means you can get busy, or you can just watch me, or you can just listen to me. Whatever you want to do, it's all good. Yes, okay, so let's start the timer. And of course, if we go past 15 minutes, what does it matter? No. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my paper category is on the bottom of my bookcase, along with my other ones, called crafting. Okay, and if you want to see more of this, there will be a video listed below called paper categories, and I absolutely talk in length in this video about my paper categories. And yes, okay, now I want to talk about something that happens when you're dealing with a paper category. And I think this is true with whatever you're doing in your space. If it's working today, just tell yourself it may not work tomorrow, and that's okay. And so everything doesn't have to be perfect, because this may only be this system may only work for 6 months. So try to stop that perfection. I got to have the perfect container. I have to have the perfect labels. I have to have the perfect category, because believe me, as I was going through and pulling this, I found a collection in here I didn't even know I owned, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. So what I'm saying is, don't stress over, is that in the perfect place? Is that in the perfect category? Is that labeled perfectly? There's no such thing. And you may put something in a category, and when you run across it, you may say to yourself, that really doesn't fit there, and that's when it's okay. I give you permission to go ahead and move it. Yes, because I ran into that very same issue today. Okay, so this is how I have my paper categories labeled. I just took some cardstock that I really don't care for, but yet it's a nice weight, and I just made my own label, and it says crafting. I just printed that out in Microsoft Word, cut them down, and you see I stapled them on there. Okay, and so the reason why I did that is because I don't want paper overhanging in my 12 by 12 papers, but yet I want to see this label, and this is all I see sticking out on my bookcase. And so yeah, I get funny about that, but some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my divider for crafting, and then I do the same setup in all these paper categories as that. There's my divider, and then right behind my divider, of course I'm going left to right on my bookcase, is that I have all the loose papers that don't belong to a collection. They're just random, they're extras, and I put those extras right in front. Okay, so there's that is an Amy Tangerine, Tangerine. Yes, I have to ask a stupid question. Is her real name Amy Tangerine or Amy Tan? Okay, which is it? Is it Amy Tan? I mean, I don't know. I know that maybe I did know one day, but I don't know anymore. But she's as cute as a button, isn't she? Absolutely. Okay, so then of course anything to do with crafting. So for me, a lot of that would be sewing, because my mom is a seamstress by trade. Her mom was a seamstress by trade. My sister can just make anything by trade. I was just having a conversation with her because it's funny that I pulled this category, because I was just talking to her about this, because she is a crafter. Okay, I'm a scrapbooker. I'm not even a card maker. I'm a scrapbooker. She's a crafter, so that means she is into all of this. And so we had a discussion, and maybe I'll have that another 15-minute mixer, because I'll get sidetracked. I'll go down too many rabbit holes, because I was talking to her as a crafter. How do you differentiate on what you're going to work on? How do you know? Okay, so this week are you doing mixed media, and next week you're working on journals, and next week you're crocheting, and the next week you're sewing? And so we had a discussion, and she said sometimes it comes down to time, She says sometimes it comes down to, you know, how much space she has because they travel too. And then also, too, if she's got to be making gifts. So it was just an interesting conversation because I will tell you, I'm a scrapbooker, and sometimes I get overwhelmed with how much I want to get done, and reality has to set in what you have time for, versus someone who's a crafter and you got 15 different categories. I'm just a scrapbooker, okay? But, you know, like with my sister, wow, she's got so many different components of crafting. I don't know how she keeps it straight. I really don't. It would boggle me. It would overwhelm me. I think you would just have to scale down, but she can do it all. So, do you remember the day when crepe paper came out with washi and a whole entire sheet? This isn't cut or anything. You have to cut it yourself. And I really do not like thin washi like this, so I'm going to use this as a whole whenever I get to use it, okay? And what is great about going through a paper category, you what's that word? You familiarize yourself with what you own, and so then that helps with the shopping. Now, why is that in crafting? Because it looks like embroidery work. So it helps with your spending because then you realize, oh, I have plenty of that category. I don't need to keep buying. Or when you do go buy, say, oh, no, I have enough of that. This is what I don't have enough of, okay? So again, you can just see this is all crafting, sewing, quilting, embroidering, anything that looks like that, okay? And then, of course, you know, quilts is a big thing in my world. So that, anything that looks like quilt and stitching, cross-stitching, yes, okay. I at one time did a lot of cross-stitching. I'm getting too old and I don't have enough patience for that. I don't do it anymore. And I was doing some spring cleaning and ran across one of my cross-stitch samplers. So I gave it to my little one to put in her hope chest, so if she wanted to keep it, she could keep that. So, again, anything with crafting. And I think this is that was the last of that piece of paper. Okay. So that reminds me of spirograph. Remember that? Is that what it's called? Spirograph? Yeah, that would be a fun layout to do about your the crafts you used to do when you were younger. Or if you had art samples of when you were younger. Boy, that would be fun. I think I have to get a drink. I always have to say that. Okay, but Joan says, get a drink when I need a drink and don't apologize. Okay, so I think that's what I might do. So those are my loose papers, and then I have a piece of copy paper, and in my brain that tells me something is ending, something is starting. So that is all, that's the end of my loose papers. And I'm going to put this here for a minute. I have to get a drink. I'm sorry. So what are you working on in this 15-minute mixer? Please share below because I always like to see what people are doing. I'm a little nosy like that. I always like to see what people buy. I like to see how people use it. And I like to see what people like and what they don't like. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Okay, so then I have a collection that I kind of created by myself, meaning it's just like what I would consider a crafting page kit, layout kit, that type of thing. And I think it's just a mixture of something. I'm trying to see where the inspiration is. Okay, there's some sewing. Okay, there's craft. Okay, that must have been the inspiration. Yes, because this reminds me of McCall's and Butterick. I think that was the name of it. I wanted to say buttermilk, but no, Butterick patterns. That's what that reminds me of back in the 70s. So I thought maybe what I would do is maybe do a layout someday about all the outfits and dresses my mom used to make. Okay, so let's talk about another category that is in here in this crafting, and it is something I didn't even know I had, and it's this right here. Okay, so this is by Julie Nutting. Okay, this is by Photoplay. Okay, I don't even know what year. Photoplay does not put the year on. Why do I keep looking? They do not put the year on. Let me see. Just being double check. By this Julie Nutting, which she does beautiful work. Yes, Photoplay does not do the year. Okay. I might have to ask Jody why they don't do that. Maybe it doesn't matter to them. Anyways, made in the USA. That never gets old. So this, I'm going to call it Bella V. I'm not sure. But anyways, I was pointing at this category. I'm like, why in the Hannah is this even in here? I don't even know what I was thinking. Okay. So I guess because I saw the mannequins and the dresses, I was thinking, I guess, of my mom, her being a seamstress, but to me, I don't think this goes in crafting. I don't know what category I would put it in. Maybe, I don't know. Where would you put this category? It's got florals. It's got the Parisian feel. Interesting. I don't know, but I don't think it goes in crafting. And I'll tell you why this does not work in this crafting paper category. Because I didn't even know I owned it. So therefore, I'm telling myself this is in the wrong category. So, but I do know that I added things. See this XOXO? This is for my Yes Please. Which, by the way, that collection's showing up in Tuesday morning now. Hard to believe, my mind's eye at Tuesday morning. But it is. And so I added that piece of paper in with that. But this right here, I didn't even know I owned this. And I'll know why, because I didn't buy it. Photoplay sent it to me, which was very sweet of them. But this does not fit in this category. Amazing. So happy birthday to me, because I didn't even know. See, I added some other things. See, it says first generation. Yeah, I have to rework this. This is not, yeah, this. Now, see, that goes right here with this collection. And a map. Yeah, I must have had a different, man, yeah, this is not working. Yeah, so that is how you know something is in the wrong place. And I will tell you, when you are organizing, setting up whatever it is you're doing, sometimes we stress over, does that go here? Does that go there? Does that belong here? Just put it somewhere. And just like in my case, you'll run across it, and then you can decide later. Yes. Okay, so now what do I have next? The next is I have this collection here. This is by Echo Park called Creative Agenda. A very, very loved collection by a lot of people. Okay. I think this is my second or third one. Well, yeah, right there. And then I think I used this. I think I own 3 of these. Of course, Echo Park had sent me a couple, but this is a great collection. That's definitely crafting. Yes. Okay. So that fits well. And then my next grouping is, I think it is, I added a couple things. Let me just see where my copy paper is. That's the only way I can tell myself where something starts and where something ends. And so it is a Bella Boulevard collection. And it is called Just Add Color. To me, this is definitely crafting, because you would add the color to those papers. And then also, too, because of how much color it had, that bright neon color, I went ahead and added some of this Jubilee collection. I just added that with the Bella Boulevard. So when you are creating a paper category, it's okay to combine some manufacturers if it all goes together. Yes, you'll eventually run across it somewhere down the line. Now, the next one is a lovely, lovely line. Okay, it is by Simple Stories, called The Reset Girl. That is definitely a crafting. I haven't played too much with this because I had the 6x6 pad. And then I will tell you, this is a collection you see very often on clearance and on sale. And I will say, when you see it, okay, this is definitely crafting. Okay, so much you can do with this. I just love paper. If you love paper, give this video a thumbs up. I mean, can we get enough paper? No. And it was this right here. You see this here? This was the basics. I know I had a piece of paper showing what that basics looked like. Okay, but you know, the Reset Girl also came with basic, and this set right here is so fun. You don't need to keep it with this collection. I bought this several times in the past just to have it in my rainbow system. Oh, here it is. Okay, and so when I have a packaging sheet, I will keep them both together. So right there it was, the Simple Basics kit. I see that on clearance and on sale a lot. I'm not sure why. I think it's a beautiful set. So there was a couple that I got that was $2.80. And so then I just didn't put it with the collection. I just added it in my rainbow colors. Very, very nice. Okay. Okay, so then my next one is another collection. This is by Photoplay, another Julie Nutting. Okay, and what is it? Paper dolls. Yes, very, very nice. And of course, you can see with my collections, there is my manufacturing info. There is the 12x12 sticker sheet. And then, of course, hello. Remember when companies used to give you the alphas and stickers? You know, with more word labels. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Of course, you know, Photoplay sent me some extras, but isn't that a beautiful, beautiful set? Okay. And so then the next one is a company I don't get to see very often. I only find it in my travels, and this is, oh, come on, Janet, what is it? What is it? Ruby Rocket. That's what it is, Ruby Rocket. This is definitely, and this is called Bolt, B-O-L-T, you know, like a fabric bolt. A bolt of fabric. How fun is that? Okay, that, okay, is the B-side to that. And so, of course, there's the floral, okay, and this was 89 cents a sheet, yes. And so then, right there, I loved it, yes. What is the B-side to that? Okay, and so definitely a very crafty sewing, yes, just love that, yes. So is there any type of papers that you buy that is associated to your childhood? For me, sewing and quilting and stitching, that is all part of my childhood, and it's still to this day is something I'm drawn to. Isn't that amazing? Yes. So then my next category, I think, is my last category, and I have a couple of that, no, I'm sorry, I have one more. This is old school, okay? This is Cosmo Cricket. Remember the day. Look at that. That is old school. Oh, see, that looks like a McCall's pattern package. I mean, just, that really looks like McCall's patterns. Yeah, Butterick, McCall's mannequins. I mean, just very fun. Okay, and that was Cosmo Cricket. It doesn't have a name on it, but I know that's what that is. I mean, very, very fun. Yes, okay. And then the last category, of course, there I have, it's separated by a piece of copy paper. That's the only way I could separate these collections, because I do not grab out this whole pile when I'm looking for something. I will just leaf through it on my bookcase, and when I see a copy paper, I know something's stopping and starting. It helps my brain. My last one is by, again, Cartabella. Lovely, lovely paperweight. If I could own, let me see if I can find it. If I could own 25 sheets, okay, of this pattern, and I may not have it, I may have used it all, let me just look. If I could own 25 sheets, and of course some of this was marked down to 49 cents. If I could own 25 sheets of that paper, I would in a heartbeat. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Okay, love that. Okay, so now I want to show you something. With something like this, you would say, well, how would you use that design? It's kind of hard. So think of the happy horizontal. Cut this in 6 by 12. Use this. And then this image here that's kind of hard to use the B side. That's how you get away with that. Yes. Okay, so that is So Lovely by Cartabella, and it is so lovely. Yes, I think I saw this at Tuesday morning too. Yes, Tuesday morning. By the way, it's probably going to be a force to reckon with when it comes to discount scrapbook supplies, because I was talking in some travels, and a couple of ladies that were managers of the stores, because I had heard some scuttlebutt that they were going to stop selling crafts, and I thought, oh, just that store? And they're like, oh no, there's Tuesday morning's going to stop selling crafts altogether. I'm like, that makes no sense, because that's all you see on YouTube is crafting hauls at Tuesday morning. And so I asked a couple ladies in the know, and they said, no, in fact, that is not correct. That's just a rumor that's been floating around. In fact, a lot of stores will be doubling their crafting aisles. Now, that's probably for some that's getting, that's not caught up with some stores. Some stores I see have 4 and 5 aisles of crafting. Imagine that. Yes, so that is my paper category of crafting. And then also, too, I have this one. And I honestly do not know where this is going to go. But I will tell you, I saw some papers in here that had to do with crafting. And so they weren't part of this photo play collection, but they need to come out of there. Okay, so what's the words? Sometimes the words will help you figure out where it needs to go. We have fashion. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Trend center, fashion, style. Maybe that's what I was thinking. So, give me some advice. Where would you put this? See, it says style. Had that mannequin. What category would you put this collection in? It may have to find a new home. Okay? Or maybe I just need to put it in my memory bank to pull it. I don't know. I just didn't even know I had it. So isn't that fun? Okay, so this says, yeah, I don't even know why that's in there. Maybe I was just trying to find a home for some of these. It does really kind of go with that collection. I'll just leave it in there. Oh, well. Stop making decisions. Stop making it hard. See? I think I'm going to put one of those in my loose section in the front. And it's okay to take a collection and divvy it up. Who says a collection has to stay together the whole entire time you have it in your space? Nobody. Yes. I mean, I just don't know. Maybe I should just leave it there. I don't know. I don't even know what that's in there for, but I don't feel like dealing with it, so that's what you do as a crafter. When you don't deal with it, you just put it in a pile and put it back on the shelf. Yes, absolutely. But that one there, I will definitely put it in here in the front, in that loose section, because I had 2 of those. Okay, yes, very fun. Okay, so I was just trying to see what time we have. You know what, sometimes I don't know, am I going past 15 minutes? I don't know. I must not have that set up right, or when I check the time, I must restart it or something. I can't imagine that I get 15 minutes exactly all the time when I go to check that. So maybe I'm doing something wrong there. It doesn't take long, or it doesn't take much to throw me off kilter. No, absolutely. Okay, so let me know where you would put this category. I don't know if it really fits here, but I don't know at this time where I would put it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it in the female girly section. Maybe that's what I'll do. So that is what I have for this 15-minute mixer. Just talking about paper, talking about collections, talking about crafting and the collections that I own. And do you have a favorite collection when it comes to the crafting topic, the crafting category? I know a lot of people like that creative agenda. That was very popular for Echo Park. Yes. So that is all I have for today for this 15-minute mixer. So that means come back. I'll have another 15-minute mixer sometime. And you never know what we're going to do. Bye.